Hello everyone and welcome to the Learn It YouTube channel. My name is Kara Clifford and today we're going to be talking about MyAnalytics in Office 365. I'd like to ask all of you guys to subscribe to our channel so you can get videos and notifications when we do trainings like this and introductions to new software. My name is Kara Clifford and we're going to go ahead and take a look at one of the new tiles that might have appeared in your Office 365 portal. If you navigate to portal.office.com and sign in with your Office 365 email and password, it brings you to a page with a number of tiles. If you take a look at the page here, you'll see that there is a tile now that represents the MyAnalytics, and I can see that right here in my bottom row. Now, MyAnalytics give us insight into all of our different activities within our day-to-day using data from Outlook. I can look and see who the people I'm communicating with most frequently. I can see how much of my time is spent emailing or going to meetings. So it's a great way to really get an overview of the day-to-day work that you're doing within the Office 365 platform. Now, this information has been available through Delve, but Microsoft has recently pushed out its own tile, so users like you and I can go and check how much time we're spending on things. So let's go ahead and take a look at MyAnalytics and see how it can help us in our day-to-day. I'm going to open up the MyAnalytics tile by selecting it, and it's going to bring me into a new tab into a section of Delve called MyAnalytics. For those of you that haven't used Delve, Delve gives you insight into people at your organization and the content that they're working with. The MyAnalytics portion, though, is just for me and the information that I use and work with. So let's take a look at the MyAnalytics section of Office 365. Right at the top, we see our time frame. This is a week-by-week report. For my current week, I can take a look at the time that I'm spending, my meeting hours, how much time I'm emailing, focus hours, and then time I'm spending after work hours. Below that, I have insight into my network, everyone at my organization, important people that I have starred, top collaborators, and the amount of time it takes me to respond to them, how much of the messages that I'm reading. I also have insight into my communication with my manager. Now, the section missing here will fill out the more you start to use this and the more you use content within Office 365, such as OneDrive for Business and SharePoint. Below my network, I have my meetings where I can see how much of my day is spent in meetings, my meeting habits, and then the hours that I'm spending in meetings that have either been scheduled by me or other people. I also get insight into my email. I can see how my email habits, how much I'm reading, how much time people are spending on emails that I've sent. And then finally, my focus hours. Focus hours are considered 2 hours without meetings. So anytime you have 2 hours without meetings, those are focus hours. At the end, I have my after hours. So any time that I'm spending after work hours responding to email or sending messages. So as you can see, there's a lot of great information just right off the bat before I've even customized anything. It gives me insight into time that I'm spending meeting, time that I'm sending emails, and it gives me insight into the people that I collaborate with most. Now, I don't know if this is good motivation for you, but this is really good motivation for me to start putting things on my calendar and being more diligent when I'm working on specific projects and other information. If I get invited to meetings that I don't need to go to, I'm going to make sure that people know not to include those so they get an accurate report of my day-to-day. I want to go back into MyAnalytics and show you some ways that you can customize this, setting your own personal goals for email communication and meetings. All of us have different job roles and different priorities, and so it's important to be able to customize your analytics so it gives you insight in a valuable way for you. Right up at the top, I see that I have this time frame, but if you wanted to go back, you can always go back to an earlier week and get insight into the time that you've spent. Maybe you had a busy week, or maybe you wanted to look what took up a lot of your time at a specific time period. This information is very easy to get to simply by using the little arrows to navigate to previous weeks. I'm going to scroll down though, because what I'd like to do is I'd like to customize MyAnalytics so that I have set my own personal goals for meetings and email. Scrolling to the section right at the top where it says your time, this is where I can really go in and edit my goals, right? I'm going to go ahead and edit my goals for this week. And I'm going to do that by going to the section right at the bottom of my week. Wait for it to load. If this happens, mine's having trouble loading right now, I'm just going to come up and refresh the page so that it refreshes. There we go. So now I see my meeting hours, and let's say I have a goal of 5 hours. You can see my goal is less than 5 hours currently. Well, that's not really practical for me. I'm in a lot of meetings. I go to a lot of meetings with clients, and so I'm going to increase my goal so that I show my meeting goal of being around 10 hours per week. I'd like to spend no more than 10 hours per week in meetings. So I'm going to choose to edit the goal simply by selecting Edit Goal. And here I'm going to replace that 5 with a 10. Once I save it, that now becomes the goal for my meeting hours, and it'll save that for week to week. But I can, of course, come back and edit that at any time. Now, my after hours, it would be nice to not have to spend any after hours, but that's just not practical for me. So I'm going to change my goal. Rather than being less than 0 hours, I'm going to edit that goal to be 1 hour per week. So now I'm going to try to not spend any more than an hour per week sending messages after hours. So again, under the MyAnalytics, under the Your Time, you can go in and customize editing your goals. Now, remember, the focus hours are hours that you're able to spend focusing. Because I'm a trainer, I'm oftentimes in the classroom, and so there are situations where I don't put those classes on my calendar. I'm going to work on doing that more so I can actually see those times where I'm able to focus on projects that I'm working on. So again, it's going to require a little adjustment for me to make sure that I'm updating my calendar appropriately to get this information. Now, oftentimes people want to know, well, how private is this information? Who can see this? This information is information that you as an individual have through your Outlook. You could look at your Outlook calendar and you could calculate based on the meetings that you have scheduled during your normal working hours. What MyAnalytics does is it aggregates all of that information so that you don't have to, giving you that insight. Now, let's say I wanted to share with my boss this information, showing how much time I'm spending on different projects or meeting with different people. I'm going to move back to MyAnalytics, and when I do, you'll notice that at the very top, there is a share button. If I select share, it's going to give me the ability to share a part or all of a section of my information. You can see that it's highlighting the data, and I can deselect select all, and I can put a check mark just next to the sections that I want to share with my boss. Maybe I'm interested in sharing just how much time I'm in meetings. Once I have selected the sections that I want to share, I simply choose Confirm. It now generates a new message where I can put in recipients. I'm going to go ahead and put in my manager, Matt. Put in a title. And then click Share. Now, once I've sent that, Matt is going to get an email with all of that information that I selected to share with him. It's a great way for me to validate any extra requests for time for projects, or simply just block off time for quiet hours or to work on something. Again, I think this is a really useful tool. I love that individuals, myself, other end users can dive into their own analytics without having to go to IT or having to do a lot of math adding up the time that they're spending every day sending emails. So take a look at the MyAnalytics in your own Office 365 portal. For those of you that may not know if you had it, go check it out. If it's something that hasn't been turned on at your organization, it may be something that you can request from IT. I thank you guys for joining the MyAnalytics, and I look forward to doing many more sessions like this in the future on other useful tools that end users use most frequently. So please take a minute to subscribe to our channel, give us your feedback on whether or not you liked these videos, and suggestions on other things that you'd like to see. Thank you so much for joining, and have a wonderful day.